So what's up, guys? Good afternoon. So it is time for another video, and it's another video talking about the inghams and their vlog yesterday. Now, a lot of you guys probably would have seen that they did get a lot of backlash for yesterday's vlog, and it's fair to say that the backlash they got was, pretty well deserved, for what they did, basically using somebody else, basically making money off of somebody else's misfortunes. The vlog yesterday, everything about that vlog yesterday was absolutely disgusting. The thumbnail was disgusting, the title of the vlog was disgusting. Just everything about it was sickening. It just goes to show, like, when you think that there's no lows they're not prepared to stoop to, they are prepared to actually stoop to these sorts of lows. Now, obviously, as far as I'm aware, they've not taken the vlog down. Obviously, the last time I checked, it was still up. But the decent thing for them to do would be to take the vlog down. Out of decency and out of decency and out of respect for the persons, for the guy and his family. People. I don't think people can be blamed for saying they shouldn't have filmed it. They shouldn't have put it out on the internet. I mean, they can say, oh well, we only filmed, a few seconds of that, and they put a helicopter and blah 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 blah. But there was still not really a need for them to film that. It's just disgraceful. I mean, there was somebody on there who commented on their vlog last night saying that they were the person's niece or nephew. They said it was their uncle, and they were asking for the vlog to be taken down. Now, obviously, I don't know if that person was actually a guy related to the guy's family. Was one of the guy's family members, but it's just horrible. It just goes to show that when you think they can't stoop any lower, they somehow find a way to do that. And that vlog last night really has proven to a lot of people that they are willing to stoop, extremely low, and that's an extreme low to stoop to, and they should be ashamed of themselves. But this is the problem, they have no shame over the things they do. The thing that really did get to me more than anything about yesterday's vlog was the fact that so many of the iFam were jumping to their defence and saying that they hadn't done anything wrong. I couldn't actually believe I couldn't believe that people were condoning what they had done, and were actually condoning the fact that they were basically making money off of somebody else's misfortune. They were basically, the fact that they had done something like that, they shouldn't have been being defended over it. I think what any decent person would have done is they would have reported that vlog, and I think a lot of people did, myself included, that's what the decent people would do. And no decent person would try to defend them over something like this. No decent person would say it was okay for them to do what they did with yesterday's vlog. Any decent person would say they should take the vlog down. That's what any decent person with an ounce of common sense would say. They would they basically say they should take the vlog down. They wouldn't be defending them over this. It's actually sick. If the iFam are willing to defend them over this, then I'm sorry, but then they're just sick in the head. If they're willing to actually defend Chris and Sarah over this, then that makes them just as bad as Chris and Sarah in my books, if not worse. Because I feel like the fact that they're defending them, the fact that the iFam are actually defending them over it, makes it a whole lot worse. And it makes them a whole lot worse than Chris and Sarah. Chris and Sarah are obviously out of order, and are in the wrong for uploading that vlog. But the IFAM are the ones are also are the ones that are more in the wrong, because they were the ones that were defending Chris and Sarah over it. They were the ones that were that were jumping on people's comments and saying they hadn't done anything wrong. And that really, really did piss me off, and it really did trigger me, was the fact that people were constantly, people were jumping on comments and saying that the IFAM were jumping on people's comments and saying that Chris and Sarah hadn't necessarily done anything wrong, and didn't deserve to be hauled out for what they didn't deserve to be hauled out over it. But at the end of the day, they do deserve to be hauled out for it. They deserve all the backlash they get. They can't expect not to get backlash over things that are backlash when they choose to do things like that. What sort of reaction did they think they were gonna get? There was always gonna be a lot of negative reaction towards that video, and then I can't blame people for the fact that they reacted so negatively towards it, because you can't exactly say anything positive. There was not really anything positive that could really be said about it. It was just absolutely shameful what they did, and it was just disgusting what they did. I'm not saying that that it's something that warrants them being banned from YouTube completely, but it's something that I do think that the vlog should have been taken down. It would be the most appropriate thing for them to do in this situation, would be to take the vlog down, out of respect to that person and to that gentleman and his family, of course. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to take the vlog down. They're not say that obviously they don't think they did anything wrong. They don't think that what they did was disrespectful. They don't think that what they did was necessarily a bad thing, which actually it was. It's like, how are people supposed to say anything positive about that vlog? What I don't understand is is why the fuck people were actually defending them over what they did with yesterday's vlog. Because they didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve to have people defending them, over things like that. That shows that the IFAM is sick in the head. A lot of the IFAM are truly, truly sick in the head. They say that we're the ones in the wrong. They say that we're the ones that are sick in the head and need help. But I think they're the ones that need help. They're the ones that are sitting here. They're the ones in the wrong. It's funny how we're the ones in the wrong, yet they're the ones that defend Chris and Sarah over every single thing they say and do. They're the ones that are defending Chris and Sarah over things like this. When most normal people would say they were out, at the end of the day, most decent people would actually call them out and say that what they did was absolutely out of order. No decent person would actually say that what they did was okay, because it actually genuinely wasn't. There was nothing good about what they did, or the way that they did, or the way they did it, or the way or how they did it. It was just, it makes me sick to my stomach that they're basically allowed to get away with things like this. It's like, I can't imagine how many people reported that vlog yesterday, but I think there was probably a lot of reports made about that vlog yesterday. Quite rightly so. I think, people did, the people who reported it did the right thing. I reported it, and I know a lot of other people reported it, and I respect and I do respect the people that reported the vlog, and because it was the right thing to do. They can't be allowed, or they shouldn't be allowed, to get away with things like this. I can't be the only one who thinks that what they did was wrong, and who thinks that the vlog should be taken down. It didn't really get that many. It didn't really get that many more views than the other vlogs do. Did it? It's only on 24,000 views, which is not really that many more views than their other vlogs get. And that was what they were trying to do. They were trying to get a few extra views, but again, it didn't really work, as they haven't really gotten that many extra views. It's not like their vlog is sitting on like 40,000 views. Their vlog's only sitting on 24,000 views, which isn't much different to their other vlogs. So you know, their attempt to get more views hasn't worked. You know, yet again, it was another attempt by them to get more views, which ultimately hasn't worked. And it's an attempt which has resulted in them getting a large amount of backlash, which is, you know, which on this occasion was very well deserved because of what they've done, like the fact that they're basically making money off of somebody else's misfortune, which I'm not going to applaud someone for that. You know, I would never applaud someone for wanting to do that, for wanting to make money off of somebody else's misfortune. You know, I'm not going to applaud someone for that. You know, why would I want to applaud them for the fact that they've done that? Why would I want to say, it's like no normal decent person would say that they hadn't done anything wrong. But that's the iFan for you. It just goes to show that they are so damn stupid. If they actually think that they haven't done anything wrong. Because they actually have. You know, I honestly don't know what else to say, because I feel like there's not really anything positive to say about the inghams right now. They have stooped to a whole new low with that blood yesterday. They really have. Like, I think people are just so angry about what they did, and I think people are angry purely for the right reasons. You know, people are angry because what they did was disrespectful. I think the one thing I've seen that people are more angry about, I think people are more angry about the fact that, you know, the iFan are willing to defend Chris and Sarah over this and say they've done nothing wrong. That's what I'm more angry about here. You know, this really had to be said. You know, I'm not going to apologise for doing a video about this stuff. You know, someone had to do. It needs to be talked about. They deserve to be called out for this. They deserve every bit of backlash they get over this. You know, this is what I'm going. And that's what and I'm not going to apologise for saying that. You know, it's like, why would I apologise for saying that? Why would I want to apologise for saying what needs to be said? You know, it's as simple as that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little short video on the inghams disgraceful vlog yesterday, which they should take it down. You know, and I agree with that 100%, and I applaud the people that reported it, because that's what any normal person would have done. They would have reported that lot straight away, but no normal person would defend them over it. As simple as that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you for another one soon. Bye bye.